This is Ashley. We're going to be talking about her coding bootcamp journey and kind of where she is right now, as well as kind of where she's going in her future. So if you don't mind, Ashley, could you tell us a little bit about your past? Not all the things.
Not the whole past. Well, I was born in a cold winter day. No. Okay, so I am a data scientist. Before I was a data scientist, I was a middle school physics teacher. So I have a long career and history of teaching. I've taught for 7 years before I did anything coding related. Okay. And I've had tons of other things I've done besides that. If you think of a job, I've done it. Retail, everything.
All right. Done it all.
Yes.
There you go. What brought you into coding? How'd you find out about data?
The funny thing is, and this is something I had to answer in my interview I had an interview today. It was awesome. In my interview I had today, they asked me several questions, and I realized how if you're a good teacher, you're actually a data scientist and data analyst, because everything you do is data driven. You take constant ongoing feedback and metrics from your students and tailor what you're doing based on that. So you are doing data analytics on the fly. Yeah. Which led me, it made me understand how important data is in our lives and how you can use it in multiple ways. And, I went from there basically.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, so you did a online coding bootcamp, is
Correct.
that right?
I did Thinkful, which is 100% online.
Okay. What was the decision to go with Thinkful? Was it just like, this one seems good? Was there a thought process behind it? Tell us a little.
You're getting face because I had to do research. I will be very nice and not name the other bootcamp. Okay. So when I first decided to go to learn data science, I looked at a local bootcamp. That's all I'm going to say. Okay. And I looked at a local bootcamp based on what my graduate degree was taking place at. Okay. I went through their interview process. I got to the point where they were about to sign me up and I was going to pay my tuition. And it just didn't feel right. They were very pushy. They weren't very transparent about their hiring practices and how they got you a job. And I came to find out that they were misrepresenting themselves and they weren't actually affiliated with who they said they were affiliated with. They were a private company. Okay. So I did some research online to figure out if I wanted to do a local boot camp, if I wanted to do online. And the ones over here in Dallas were interesting, but they didn't have the world's best reviews. And then I found Thinkful, which had really great reviews. They only have had data science for about a year now. Okay. So it's a pretty new program.
Pretty new.
But I really like the idea that it's mostly lecture and assignment based, and you have a mentor you meet with twice a week. Yeah. So it's really like almost one-on-one classes. Okay. So I really enjoyed it.
So the fact that it was new wasn't something that's like, oh, I don't want to do this.
No.
It's more just like, this feels right.
There were, going through the actual program, there were little, hiccups. Looking at the curriculum from a teacher's perspective, I was like, you didn't think that through very well. But one of the reasons why I chose Thinkful was in their pre-interview, they didn't push me. They were very, very chill and very calm. They were like, we want you to be happy. And they were incredibly transparent. They would not tell me, they wouldn't say, we've placed this many students. Okay. They said, we don't believe in that. We don't think that's fair. We want you to be able to read our statistics and actually understand them. I was like, great. Okay. And they were like, we're not going to inflate things. Some people get jobs, some people don't. Okay, cool.
That's how the world works.
Yeah. And they had tuition reimbursement policy, so I can't get mad about that. So if I don't have, if for my graduation date, from 7 months from them, if I don't have a job, they refund my money.
That's awesome.
Yes. I'm like, okay.
I've seen those, and I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have done one of those.
Teachers not have that.
No, they didn't have that guarantee. They're just like, hope you get a job.
Figure a job out. Go. Yeah,
that's like, okay.
That's common though, because I know that the boot camp I almost did. I know we have several people in Women Who Code who are done, who are going through it or have done it. Yeah. And when I've told them that I have a guarantee, they're like, you get your money back if you don't get a job? They're like, did they find you jobs? I was like, no. They help me get the skills I need to get a job, and they work for me with interviewing. They make connections for me sometimes if I need them. But that's great. I actually feel like in the short time since I graduated from boot camp, I've had better luck than the people who graduated at the same time I did from the boot camp I almost did.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you chose a good one.
I did. I enjoyed it.
Thinkful.
I like
Look
Thinkful.
It up, people. Write it down. I'm just kidding. Don't do it.
Google it.
We'll finish watching the video first. So you mentioned pre-boot camp, there's an interview process. How was that interview process? Did they ask you questions about data? Was it more just like your personality? Were they trying to see if you would go through walk us through that?
Which one? Because both of them they were vastly different. So the first one I did with the one I did not, the boot camp I did not choose.
Okay. Let's go with the one you did choose.
Okay, good. It's like the one I chose. Yes. It was actually one interview. And it was just one person who went over the curriculum. She showed me all the stuff we had.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had the option, Thinkful has the option of having a 1 month or 1 week, I can't remember, they have a trial period where you can try out their program for free.
Nice.
It is the same exact program that I took full time.
Cool.
Yeah, so I did that.
Nice.
But it really gave me an idea of what the curriculum is like.
Yeah.
It gave me an idea of like, during that time you have a fake assigned mentor. It's like not your permanent mentor, but they're your temporary mentor.
Mm-hmm.
And they met with me and they helped me. I was like, I really like this.
And this is pre.
I hadn't paid anything.
Bootcamp.
Hadn't paid anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. So I was like, but they were very transparent. They answered all my questions, and I was able to be my complete 100% self. And they were like, yeah, I can see why you're asking that. I told them that I had the problem with the other boot camp. I was like, I didn't like how they were doing it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was awesome.
So let me pause for a second, because you mentioned the other coding boot camp. Did you start a process of going to that boot camp, or did you just do the interview process with them and then decided no?
I thankfully did not start it because
great.
they have a they're accelerated. So they're accelerated, but I think they have a very short period. If you don't withdraw within 2 days, you don't get your money back.
Oh, yeah.
Of course. So I got through their interview process. Yeah. So I initially talked to a salesperson who was just pushing.
Yeah.
And hounded me relentlessly for 3 days. Mm-hmm. And then, yes, exactly. And then I talked to some gentleman I'd never spoken to before who asked me really odd, strange questions I didn't feel were relevant.
To what's going on.
Yeah, they were trying to be behavioral, but they were not. I don't get how that would have helped me be engaged as a data scientist. They said they were logic questions, but I didn't see the logic in them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. So you dodged that bullet. Now you're at Thinkful. You've started the program. Mm-hmm. Is it a full-time immersive boot camp, or how's this one work?
They actually do offer that now, which is really cool. Okay. But when I started it was a part-time, give or take 20 hours a week, and it's kind of at your own pace, but you have timelines. So when you meet your program manager who meets with you every other week, couple weeks, and sets your timeline with you and reviews how you're doing. In addition to your mentor, you meet twice a week. So it was, pretty straightforward.
Nice.
Yeah,
so you have mentorship built into your program.
Correct.
And you said you meet with them 1 or 2 times a week. So what does that mentorship program look like? During that time, are y'all coding together? Is it what's happening?
So I don't know if I'd consider them typically as a typical mentor, because they were more of my personal instructor. So I would do all the work on my own and the assignments, and then I'd ask. My mentor's name was Dodge, or is Dodge. He's still there. He's still real. He's really awesome.
Still a person.
If you do Thinkful, tell Dodge to say hey.
Hey Dodge.
Hey Dodge. He's the best. He does all the webinars. But we'd meet twice a week, and he'd be like, email me, Slack me anytime you need. Let me know what you don't get. Yeah. Let me know if you have any questions outside of this. Let me know if there's anything you want to explore. And it was great. So I had my first mentor was amazing.
Okay.
Not that my second mentor wasn't, but my first mentor was a former teacher. Mm-hmm. He had taught English in China. He was amazing. He had come from a similar background I did. He was phenomenal. His life got to him. So he was he's planning for a wedding. He is a consultant for a company, and he had to travel. And so he was I'm so sorry, I can't be a mentor and work here anymore, in addition to my full-time job.
Oh, okay.
So as he and I got really tight, and he was my mentor for a month, and then he left.
Oh, no.
We're still friends. I love him.
Okay, so
he's a good guy.
Reset.
I had to reset and restart my expectations with a new mentor who I didn't know, and I was really hesitant at first because I loved Nick, my first mentor. He was amazing. And I was it took me a little bit to warm up to my new mentor, but he's my friend. And I had 2 different program managers. I am the little engine that could, because anything that could go wrong during boot camp went wrong for me.
Oh, no.
It was good, though.
Okay.
I taught the back-end engineers a lot of things. I had a lot of kind of weird errors that never happened to anybody. But my first program manager actually got promoted. And it was a very interesting onboarding process for my second one, because it took a while, because once my first one had accepted her to a new position, it took a month and a half to get the new one onboarded.
Okay.
So it was both plus and minus.
Yeah. Now, just so we're clear, when you say program manager, what does that person do?
They're kind of in charge of my academic achievement and timeline. Okay. So they were the ones who were, if I didn't have something done by a deadline, they'd be like, hey, are you okay? Do you need help? Are you done? And then they'd be like, it's due. Let's do this.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was an overall pretty cool thing.
Okay, nice.
I'm not as fond of my program managers as I was my mentors, but Of course.
Got through it.
I got through it. I killed it.
It worked out. So you've got through the program.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now you've graduated.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay. So what happens next? What do they give you? Do they give you a certificate?
Certificate.
Okay.
Which
I mean,
I think I printed it out, maybe. I
people
don't know.
like paper. They're like, look at that.
Which is funny because one of the things that like it's great I have a certificate and it's great that I can say I have a certificate, but
Yeah.
I don't. That's not really what I cared about. I cared about knowing it.
Knowledge is power.
It is power. It is very much power. So
Yes.
now that I'm done with that, I actually have 6 months of career support. So I meet with my career coach
That's nice.
once or twice a week, give or take, or once a week or once every other week. And she basically checks in with me, lets me know if there's anything that she's seen that she thinks I should apply for. She gives me tips. She goes through mock interview stuff with me. She helps me with my resume. She's awesome.
That's awesome. So since this is online, when you're meeting with your, what is this person called? I forgot.
The career person?
Career services
my career coach.
people. Okay. When you
Susan,
meet
my
with
career
those
coach.
people, is this online as well?
Yes. And she's actually based in Austin, so
Okay,
she's
great.
she's more local than anyone else.
Nice.
My mentor is in San Diego, and my program manager was in Minnesota.
Okay.
So
Okay.
they're all over the United States.
And you didn't have any issues with like distance when you were in the program. You weren't like, oh man, I wish this person was here.
No. Any time of day I could message him, and he may not have responded then, but I'd have an answer back and explanations and resources. So he made it amazingly easy.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
really good. So now you're on the job hunt.
Yes.
Do you feel prepared?
Sort of. So the thing I've been finding, and this has kind of been both a good and a bad realization, is I am not prepared to be an actual data scientist for what people want.
Okay.
I am a data scientist. There's no doubt in my mind, if you can complete an end-to-end project, you're a data scientist. The problem is hiring expectations for data scientists, even junior data scientists, are unrealistic. They want somebody with a PhD. They want somebody who's done 15 years of data science and has a master's degree in statistics or some other,
Yeah.
which you can get, but you won't have people who go to boot camps. That's not typically their background.
Right.
So I've learned that instead of applying for data science jobs, I've been applying for a lot of data analyst jobs because they are stepping stones. It is the same thing. A lot of times it actually is a data scientist job.
I feel when you're talking about that with the PhDs and all this stuff, it's almost as if they haven't seen what else is out there. They don't know about the coding boot camps yet, maybe?
They do,
haven't
but they
caught
don't
on.
understand. So the thing
They're
with
like,
data
"You can't
science,
learn everything."
but that's the thing. Well, the thing with data science is that data science is a box. It's not actually like there's no such thing as one part data scientist. Data science is multifaceted. That'd be like if I said you're a developer.
Yeah.
I want a developer. Developers don't do one thing.
Yeah,
Y'all
what
have
kind of
different.
developer?
You do different things.
Yeah.
Because like a front end developer cannot do back end all the time, and vice versa. So for data science, there's so many facets to it that it's really hard to meet all the expectations people have. Also, a lot of times people who write the job
Posting.
thank you,
Yes.
are not actually data scientists and don't know what they want. This happens. I'm sure you know this one, but it happens
yeah.
so frequently. I read some of them. I'm like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm applying for it anyways. Don't care.
We want 1 billion years of experience.
Right?
Like,
What? 35. We want your unicorn horn to be shiny and purple. Okay, got this.
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so you're doing data analyst jobs, finding stuff out there.
Yes.
Do you want to say how many interviews you've done so far?
1.
That's great.
I know.
Internship.
Oh, it's true. I forgot. I have an unpaid internship. I keep forgetting about that.
Cool.
That I got, like, all I had to do. So it's for a educational company.
Okay.
Emotional support educational company. So it's a company in California who is a nonprofit, and they work on. They have a gamification-based format of getting children support and help they need for like social emotional issues. Which is really fascinating.
Yeah.
And I happen to be the perfect fit for them because I have experience with children. I have experience in education. I have a master's degree in educational leadership. I understand children really well.
Yeah.
But I also understand the needs and the data behind it.
Yeah.
So I have an unpaid internship. That was my first interview, I guess. I'm sorry, I forgot about them.
Nice.
And then I've had one actual interview besides that. I've actually gotten the worst part about when I graduated boot camp was I graduated in November. December is not a time to apply for jobs.
Yeah.
So I've had over 100 job applications I put in, and I've gotten 2 positive responses.
Okay.
3, including my internship.
Yes.
So it's a timing issue.
It's
December's not a good time
yeah.
for it. So,
no,
yeah.
not at all.
But
That's okay. 'Cause
Yes.
you could also use that time to like ramp up your skills.
I did. Exactly. And enjoy your holidays and rest and eat a lot. You know, the usual.
Exactly. All right. So, what's your perfect job look like?
I want to use my superpowers of data to help people. So I want a job that I can apply statistical models and predictive models and analytics to things that help people overall.
Okay.
That's and all.
That's
my I'm like, that's the minimum. If I don't help people, I don't want to do it.
That's good. It makes a big difference in your work.
Yeah, exactly. You want to enjoy your job and go to work happy as opposed to hating it every day. Help people live their lives better. In a perfect world, if I had a little more experience and over time, I would love to be a machine learning engineer who uses AI and machine learning to hopefully alleviate some bias, because machine learning and AI is very biased.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I want to make sure
That's
that
the dream.
that's my dream. But right now, I would love to use my data science skills to help people, and not with money. Sneaky.
Okay, real quick. Women Who Code.
Yes.
What has that done for? First of all, how'd you find out about Women Who Code? Let's start there, and then let's move into what has it meant.
And if this airs before February, I can plug my next talk I'm doing at the next February Code Connect. What? Okay. Which is about my bootcamp experience as well. So I found out about Women Who Code online. I thought it was really cool, but it was intimidating because I'm not a programmer.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not your stereotypical programmer. I went to a Women in Data event at 7-Eleven, and they had a panel.
7-Eleven with the Slurpees?
Yes.
I like
beautiful
Slurpees.
corporate office. Great people, very nice.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the panel, and there were 5 people on the panel, and 3 of them were really interesting.
Okay.
2 were really, really interesting. Had a great rapport. It ended up being Carrie and Claire, our 2 of our former directors.
Yes.
I talked to them afterwards, I talked to Carrie, and I was like, I really love Women Who Code. I love the idea. I'd love to come to a meeting, but I'm kind of shy. She said, we're all shy. Just show up.
Yes.
So I did. I think I came to my first one was I think downtown Code and Connect.
Nice.
And I had a great time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what has the community been for you?
It
Like,
is-
what has it meant for you?
Oh, a ton. So one of the things that's the biggest for me, besides the fact that I love everyone who's in it because y'all are amazing, and the fact that even though not everyone, we have a very small group in our subgroup that are data. And a lot of times y'all have no idea what we're talking about, and we have no idea what y'all are talking about, but we still love each other, and we're always like, we understand. It's cool. You had a hard day. I don't know what you're talking about, but here. Hug.
I understand our day.
Another thing that really has been awesome is the tracks. Like I'm a member of Women Who Code Python. I'm also a member of Women Who Code Data Science, which led me and my wife to go to Atlanta and go to the DataPy conference, which was awesome because not only did I get to hang out with the Women Who Code leadership and like chill with them, meet with them, I also got to meet all kinds of like nifty, fun people, like Maddie, who's the leader of our data science, who was a researcher at MIT. I don't know what she does now. Something she's happier with.
Okay.
But yeah, it was great. So
Nice.
that's been amazing. I've also had a chance to, I am your quintessential teacher nerd. I love giving presentations and helping people.
Yeah.
And so it's allowed me to do I did a talk for Women Who Code Python about exploratory data analysis. It was so much fun. It was more successful than talks I gave when I was a teacher. I used to help run an unconference for educators. Every year we still do it. It's called Connected Classrooms, I think now. I don't know what it means. But we have educators from all over the world. It's a 24-hour unconference. They come and we do virtual presentations and talk. The one I did for Women in Code was much more successful than that. It was awesome.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Glad you had a good experience.
I did.
It
It was great. I'm also giving a talk in February. Come watch me if you're in Dallas.
Or watch online on our YouTube channel.
Because you're probably going to be recording it, aren't
Women
you?
Who Code DFW.
And she'll be recording it because it'll be awesome.
I will be there for sure.
Hashtag Women Who Code. Hashtag data science.
All right, so we'll wrap up.
Can I throw my advice in? If you're looking for a boot camp, what advice would you give? So don't ever be afraid to tell people no.
Ooh.
Do your research. Look at the fine print.
You too
look
can be
for
told no.
Yes. Look for reviews online. Contact people who've taken the boot camp and ask them if they've had success. Ask them how they felt. Ask them what was the best part, what was the worst part, and ask them honestly. Because having watched the poor friends we have in our group now who've gone through the boot camp I didn't do, struggle so hard, and not know the things I know, and I feel like they're not prepared. I feel nothing but sympathy for them.
Yeah.
But also, I think if you didn't check your facts, it is what it is.
Yes.
So check your facts, ask questions, research. It won't hurt.
And you also don't have to choose the first one
No,
that accepts you.
at all. It's
Shop
like
around.
It's like college, exactly. Like you want them to like you.
Yes.
You don't want them to like you for more than just your money.
It's also like the job hunting process.
Yes.
You don't have to say yes to the first one.
Exactly.
Anyways, thank you for joining us
you.
today. Thank you all for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any additional comments, questions, please let us know down below and we will get right back to you. Thank you so much.
Woo.
Bye.